But now we can move on to the main event of this coming week. It is Leon Edwards, Rocky, taking on Belal. Remember the name, Muhammad. This is a welterweight bout. Rocky Leon Edwards comes into this fight ranked number 3. He is the favorite in this. And it's an intriguing matchup. Edwards comes in 18-3 as a pro. He's now won 8 straight. But it's been a year and 8 months since his last fight. So we're kind of curious. I think everyone is to see how he's going to look. In contrast, Muhammad has fought most recently 3 weeks ago. Yeah. He's fought 3 times since Edwards has last fought. He's 18-3 as a pro as well, and he's 8-1 in his last 9. So who do you have taking this one?
Ooh, well,
Edwards a fairly, I think, minus 200 favorite, right around that range. So
okay,
tough one.
Belal Muhammad, the last 3 like notable high ranked or higher thought of fighters that he's faced is Alan Jouban, Vicente Luque, and Jeff Neal. He's lost all of them. Now he has won 4 in a row, but Curtis Millender, who's not in the UFC anymore, Takashi Saito, Lyman Good, and Diego Lima, not necessarily the cream of the crop at 170 pounds. Leon Edwards, last fight that he has lost, of course, 2015, Kamaru Usman, and since then has ripped off wins against Vicente Luque, Brian Barberina, Peter Sabata, Donald Cerrone, Gunnar Nelson, and RDA.
Yeah.
But now we get into resume, obviously, for Edwards. But time off, injuries, COVID.
How is he going to look?
How is he going to look?
That's the question.
Like you just said, Belal just fought a few weeks ago. Looked very impressive against Diego Lima. This fight feels like a decision to me.
Yeah, I think between the two of them, they have, I wrote it down, 26 decisions between the two of them. That's wins and losses. So it feels like a decision for sure.
Leon Edwards looked amazing in this picture. Sometimes you worry about a guy with that long layoff, conditioning, or sometimes you can tell by that he looked absolutely ripped.
Jacked.
I think he's the better counterpuncher. I think obviously on the feet he's going to be better. I think he's going to be hard to take down, hard to control. I think he'll be there for all 25 minutes. Belal feels like a 25-minute round fighter with just his pace and pressure and his cardio. It's a hard fight to call. I just think that after all the shit talk, the 3-piece in the soda, the long layoff for Leon Edwards, I feel like he has to come out and prove something. He has to send a message. He has to get it done, and he has to do something spectacular.
Yeah.
I expect indecision because I have respect for Belal, and I think he's such a tough fighter. I think it's going to go back and forth. I think Belal might win a couple rounds, but I think that it's going to be actually a really good main event, and I think that Edwards will get it done in decision, but I think it's going to be an exciting 25 minutes.
Yeah, I don't see necessarily like a slugfest, but I see a very technical fight. Both guys are technically very sound.
Because I don't think it's going to be like a beautifully striking match, and Leon's going to be able to do his thing because you have the wrestling of Belal. But then since Leon is not going to be able to be controlled like this last 3 or 4 opponents by Belal, you're not going to have like the wall install and take him down and hold him for the 25 minutes. It's going to be scrambles. It's going to be intense. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be a battle for position constantly. It's going to be a really good 25 minutes. But I just think, man, at this point, Leon Edwards has to win.
Yeah.
After everything, man, it's been Nate Diaz beef, Masvidal beef, everybody beef, Darren Till beef, everybody.
And you're ranked number 13, or excuse me, you're ranked number 3, taking on the number 15? 13 guy.
13 now, good for him. He was 15.
Yeah. So, but if you're number 3, you gotta be. Yeah. You gotta be at number 13.
But if you said that if Belal won 3 rounds, I wouldn't be shocked either. That's a tough one to call. I'm looking forward to, and we've been talking about on the podcast over and over again that we want Leon to come back and we need some life at 170. Yeah. People don't want to fight each other. People are stalling and waiting until September for no apparent reason, turning down contracts left and right. What's going on with the Ultimate Fighter? No one knows.
We need
Leon to see. Are you someone or not? So this is going to be a big fight. And if Bilal's able to get it, now he's someone. So this is a good fight for the division, and I expect it, like I said, to be a really good fight. And it could go either way, but I just think that Leon Edwards, he has to get it done. Has to. Desperate.
Yeah, I agree. Two guys, to me, they have fairly similar styles. I mean, both guys pretty sharp on the feet. Both guys can get the takedowns. Both guys on the feet are very technical, very methodical. I just think that...
Oh, I think Leon's better on the feet.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, their styles is similar. Like, they're pretty well-rounded. They can do both, pretty high pressure. But I agree. I think that Edwards, he's at a higher caliber of that.
He's fast, too.
He's quick.
He's fast.
Yeah. So I agree. Obviously, the question is that layoff. How is he going to look? But I agree. I think that
we've seen people with long layoffs. Connor, the Argentinian against Yi Jingliang.
Oh yeah, we've seen it look bad.
We've seen some Ponzinibbio. We've seen some layoffs that have been worrisome.
Rough. But with Ponzinibbio, you could tell by his body too.
So it's just that's
hard to say. But Connor looked good, and then it's hard to say. A huge opportunity for Muhammad, and
huge. But it's also like he has not. Well, maybe that'll be good. It's hard to know, good or bad. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, so sometimes that's
short
a good
notice.
thing.
You're way, you're farther down in the rankings.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But
I'm actually looking forward to that fight quite a bit.
I agree. Should be a good fight, especially for a card that's not the greatest names on there, and so.
But I think this is going to be one of those main events where it's like it looks lackluster,
and then maybe some hitters.
Yeah, and then it's just going to be some great fights, not the Felipe Lins and
I was about to say fight of the night, Ben Rothwell.
But even just for the main event, I just you look on paper like, all right, okay, you got Belal on short notice versus Leon Edwards, man, kind of a snoozer. I honestly think that's going to be a fantastic fight. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to see him fight.